All right, this is lesson 2 then. In this advanced trigonometry section, we're going to use the sine rule today to find the length. Okay, so the reason we need the sine rule and also the cosine rule in future lessons is because standard trigonometry, remember that's the old SOHCAHTOA, is amazing, but it only works for right angled triangles. And as we've seen, most triangles aren't right angled. So if someone said to you, find x, the value of x for this triangle below, you would struggle. Well, you couldn't do it with trigonometry because this is not a right angle triangle. All right, so at the moment we can't do this one. But in about 5 minutes, we will be able to, because we can use the sine rule. So I would pause the video here, okay, and I would write down the important things on this slide. Okay, so the sine rule helps us out for non-right angle triangles because it works for any triangle, any type of triangle, okay, any sort. The rule is, the sine rule is this: a over sine A equals b over sine B, which is c over sine C. It looks awful, this rule, but it's actually really easy to use. Remember these lowercase letters and uppercase letters in the previous lesson we saw they meant. Remember, lowercase letters mean sides, uppercase letters mean angles. So if we do an example, it'll become much clearer. So example 1, pause it, write it down, and then come back to me when you're ready. Okay, so it says find the value of x. All right, now because x is a side, I'm going to label it with a lowercase letter here. Okay, I'm going to call this one side A. So that means that's angle A because it's opposite. All right, and I will call this side that I know B. So this will be angle B. The blank one is side C. That will be angle C. Now with the sine rule, if I flick back to it, although it mentions 3 parts, see, 1, 2, 3, you only need to use 2 parts to set up an equation. So basically, I'm going to write this down. I can write, I want to find side A. So I'm going to use A over sine A equals B over sine B. Only need 2 parts to make it work. I couldn't use C over sine C because I don't know what C is. All right. So now I'll put my numbers into the formula. All right. So I don't know what A is, but I know that sine A is sine 42 and B is 9 over sine B, which is sine 22. Right, now to solve this, obviously what's got to go, this sine 42 needs to go. Remember, because I'm dividing by it, to get rid of it, I need to multiply by it instead. So on the calculator, okay, you can do this. You can just do 9 over sine 22. You'll need to put brackets in here on the calculator, times sine 42. And it'll do the answer for you. So you put in the calculator, 9 over sine 22, get rid of the fraction, times sine 42, gives me 16.08 centimeters to 2 dp. All right, and that's the general procedure. Pick your pace, and then you can rock it. So example 2, let's copy this one down, and then come back to me when you're ready. Okay. All right, welcome back. So find the value of y and the size of angle theta. Right, so I'm going to call this one side A, and this one angle A. I'll call the other side, I know, B, this angle B, and then this will be C, and this will be C here, okay? Now it does say to find y first, but actually I'm going to find theta first because it's really easy. Because remember, the angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So to find theta, Sorry, let me draw a proper theta. To find theta first, I'm just going to do 75 at 45 is 120, then 180. Take away 120 gives me 60 degrees. I'm going to put that on the picture. You don't need it, but always put on the picture. Right, to find y now, okay, I'm going to have to use a over sine a again equals b over sine b. So I'm going to get a over sine 45 equals 12 over sine 75. Again, you're going to have to put brackets here on the calculator, otherwise you get an error. And so this time, remember, just multiply by sine 45 now. So a is going to be 12 over sine 75 times sine 45. A bit low on space, but I should be able to fit it in. 12 over sine 75, get out of the fraction, times sine 45 gives me 8.78 centimeters to 2 dp. Done. Okay, so for the main task now, it's on the next slide. There's only 4 to do. For each question, find the missing side, all right, and the missing angle. Find the missing angle first, that one is easy, okay, then find the missing sides, and then come back for the answers shortly. Okay, welcome back. Here's the answers. All right, so I pause the video and mark what you've done. Okay, and hopefully you got most of them right. You got them all right there. I've done the angles first and the side second. Quick time check by me. I should be okay. So that's the main task done. And now for the checking question, again, pause it, write it down, is it? And then come back to me when you're ready. Okay, welcome back. I've gone onto a blank slide to give myself a bit more room. So as usual with the checking questions, there's no picture. So we're going to draw a picture, okay? So I'm going to draw UW first. UW, and that's 32 millimeters. It says the angle from V to U to W is 46. All right, so if I draw V, say by here, this angle here is 46 degrees. And then the other angle from U to V to W is 21 degrees. Okay, and what I'll do with this one, I got to find UV, this one here. What I'm going to do first of all, okay, hopefully you've learned now from the main task, you may not need to work out this missing angle here, but I'm going to do it anyway because it often comes in handy. So my first thing I'm going to do just by here is 46 add 21 is 67, and then 180 take away 67, okay, is 113 degrees. So this actually is I've drawn a really bad picture here. So obviously 113 degrees should be like this, but it doesn't matter. All right, as long as the numbers are right, the answer should be right. And I've got to find UV now. So this one, because the angle's already been called UV and W, all right, I'm going to label the triangle accordingly. So see, this is capital U. This would be lowercase u, lowercase v, lowercase w. Okay, so I got to find UV, right, which means I'm finding this one, side W. All right, and you can see now that actually working this angle out was valuable, because without it, I couldn't have used W over sine W, and my other pair, I'm going to have to use V over sine V, because I only know side V. Right, so I get W over sine 113 is V over sine V. Remember now, just multiply by sine 113. All right, so you're going to get W is 32 over sine 21 degrees multiplied by sine 113 degrees. So let's do it. 32 over sine 21, close the bracket, out of the fraction, times sine 113, close bracket, gives me 82.2 millimeters to 2 dB. So hopefully this question shows you the importance of, working out any angles you can before you start doing any serious maths. So that one's done now. So thanks for listening and watching, and see you next time. Goodbye.